All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all honor and glory and praise unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachakwadash. Double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone, to all the Akim out there teaching and preaching this truth with 144% sincerity, to the men, women, and children listening, learning, and to the Bayis Shadabadat, the house of David. Maya Shatat, when men of valid, Las Vegas camp, coming to you through the will and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. You so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, and Seminole Indians, as well as you specklebirds whose father's line goes back, you are the true children of Israel that the Bible speaks of. Salvation belongeth unto you and you alone. First and foremost to the 144,000 elect men, then the multitude of the men, women, and children who believe upon the testimony. All right, I have a quick lesson for you today. Lord willing, be edifying, uplifting unto the body. All right, the depiction that you see here is a depiction that I had came up with, and AI helped out with it. All right, put it together, but it's in reference to this poem that I've always had a thing for. Right, it was just a great poem that always stood out to me, and there was a particular phrase in there that had stood out to me before I came into the truth, and much more that that I found the truth, all right, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. And it was a poem of Robert Burns in 1785, and it's a poem to a mouse, all right. And the line that stood out to me is, the greatest plan of mice and men go awry. All right, the greatest plan of mice and men go awry. All right, and the man is Scottish, so he's probably Jake, most likely. All right, but the poem's over 241 years old. All right, but as Elder Malcolm says, hey, if you want to make the Most High laugh, tell him what you're going to do. All right, and tell him what you're going to do tomorrow. All right, the next minute. All right, but nevertheless, hey, scriptures go and prove that you are not in control. All right, and that's something that you have to accept and remember. All right, that you are not in control of anything, and Yahweh Shem Yahushai is control of all things. Okay, so without further ado, we're going to go ahead and get into this quick lesson. I might do the lesson 2 times through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, and refer to other things as well. All right, because this depiction just has my mind stirred up with some things and some scriptures. All right, this is going to be here in the book of Proverbs, and it is chapter 16 and verse 9, and it reads, "A man's heart deviseth his way, but Yahweh directeth his steps." Right? You can think and do what it is that you want to do. You can say, I'm going to do this tomorrow, I'm going to do that. Within the next couple of minutes, I'm going to go here, I'm going to go to eat, I'm going to go take a shower. All right, hey, and then Yahweh Shem Yahushai takes the breath from your body like that. And the only place you're going is to the morgue. All right? Yahweh Shem Yahushai controls all. You don't control anything. All right? And this is one thing, hey, that DJ Trump didn't count on. All right? He said, we're going to go in there and we're going to be done in 72 hours. We're going to go in here and we're going to take over. Salakia didn't have the camera on. But he said, we're going to go in here. We're going to, take over in 72 hours. War will be done in a week. It'll be done in 72 hours, 2 days, 4 days. All right? And it's easy work, pretty much. But nevertheless, here we are a month in. All right? Damn near a month in. All right? To a war that we know through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahushai is the beginning of the war to end all wars. All right? The arm of Amagat one. All right? This is that war that Yahweh Shem Yahushai is manifesting and making known. This is not like anything else. All right? This is that third woe that is coming quickly. All right? So, hey, buckle up and pay attention through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. You see, this devil is done with his experiment in the world. This is his belief. All right. He's like, I'm done. Done with this experiment. Let's go ahead and usher in the MOTB. Let's go ahead and usher in everything it is that that is in my heart. But it's really just Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. All right. Hey, speeding up the time. All right. And coming to collect on the tab that this devil has tallied up. Okay. This will be here in the book of Sirach, chapter 5 and verse 1. And it reads, set not thy heart upon thy goods. This is exactly what America has done. They set their heart upon their goods, upon their military might, upon the financial system, upon the petrodollar being the currency, all right, the reserve currency of the world. But yet this devil did not account for the weak, saying that they are strong. This devil did not account for the BRICS Union, all right, to do what it is that it is doing. These devils are not accounting for and haven't accounted for all these bonds and treasuries, all right, that all these other countries have held of American debt. Okay, here it is. America has been sold off piece by piece already. You don't think these people are going to want their money? Because America wants their money. When America's owed, America wants their money. Trump went into office talking about how these other countries are going to pay their share. You see, but he believed that he wasn't judged like other men. All right? He believed that he could get away scot-free. All right? Scot-free without paying the tab. All right? As if it was one of his businesses. Okay? Continuing on. And say not, I have enough for my life. Follow not thy own mind, and thy strength to walk in the way of thy hearts. All right? And this is exactly what this devil banked and counted on. He said, I got it. I'm going to walk my own way, and I have the military might. They're going to listen. They're going to do what it is that I said. All right? They were the aggressor. All right? They were the aggressor in this case. This is exactly why he doesn't have the backing of the entire NATO. This is exactly why NATO is on the verge of breaking up and breaking off. All right? It has not been a wonderful campaign, a wonderful presidency, Salakia, for him. Okay? He knows he's there to, stir the pot. But nevertheless, hey, this devil did not account for some of these things. Okay? He didn't account for the pushback. But yet his pride, will not let him fall. His pride will not let him back down. Because really the pride that he has is in the heart, all right? Is in his heart and his mind. And Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, runs and controls all things. Matter of fact, let me go ahead and get that right now. This will be here in the book of Proverbs, and it's going to be Proverbs chapter 21 and verse 1. And it reads, the king's heart is not trump. No king's protest. Does he not consider himself a king? Would he not be the king of America? The one who is reverenced in the highest office with all the power? All right, even though it's a so-called democratic process, all right, people look at him as if he has all the power. All right, the king's heart is in the hand of Yahweh. All right, as the rivers of water, he turneth it wheresoever he will. So Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai will determine where it goes and what he does with it. And this is what this devil and these people don't understand. This is Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai's doing. Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai is continuing to do this. Jumping back to the book of Sirach, otherwise known as Ecclesiasticus, chapter 5 and verse 3, and it reads, and say not, who shall control me for my work? All right. For Yahweh will surely revenge thy pride. All right. So Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai is going to avenge the pride of this devil, avenge the pride of this prideful nation. All right. Hey, the powers that be that has lifted this place up with the arrogancy that it has. All right. Here in Babylon the Great, aka Sodom and Gomorrah, aka Egypt, aka Rome 2.0. All right. Yahweh Bashem Yahushai is going to bring this place to ruins. And before it's brought to ruins, it is going to show America's nakedness. All the secrets are coming out. Everything is coming out. Now, how much more when Yahweh Bashem Yahushai wants to release those floodgates of more information? 240 years, that poem, all right, by Robert Burns, Poem to a Mouse, has been speaking. How much more the scriptures, all right? And once again, he was Scottish, all right? So most likely he was a Jake, all right? Because, as you read this, is highly spiritual, all right? The whole poem, okay? Salakia, I got the hiccups. And this is going to be here in 2 Corinthians chapter 5 and verse 10, and it reads, "For we must all appear before the judgment seat of Hamashiach, that everyone may receive the things done in their body, according to that which hath done, whether it be good or bad." All right. So Yahweh Shem Yahushai says they're going to have to answer no matter what. All right. No matter what, you're going to have to answer, whether it's good or bad. All right. And Yahweh Shem Yahushai, controls all things, has said all things. All right. As it says in the book of Revelation, chapter 22 and verse 11, "Let the righteous be righteous still, and let the filthy be filthy still," roughly paraphrasing scripture. All right. So you have already been predestinated to play the role and the part, and know that I don't care about either side. All right. Through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, we, the men of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, Lord willing, we be those men. I'm of that number. All right. We don't care. Prophecy will prevail. Prophecy is true. Let every other man be a liar. Okay? All praises to Yahweh Shem Yahushai. This is going to be here in the book of Romans. It's going to be Romans chapter 2 and verse 1, and it reads, Therefore thou art inexcusable, O man, whosoever thou art that judgest. All right? And who judges? In this day and time, it's Esau, Edom. All right? Especially Esau, Edom. Yes, these other nations and everything, but they are the judges who are really set up over the earth. All right? As they are the world dominant power, world might. All right? As they control the world at one point in time. For wherein thou judge another, thou condemnest thyself. All right? You judge another, and thou you judge another, thou condemnest thyself. For thou that judgest does the same thing. All right? And you have done the same thing. And you have done the same thing. You want to stop this region, these people, from receiving nuclear power, all at the word of somebody else, when you yourself have it, when you, your allies, have it. All right? But you want to maintain that these people don't have it. Okay? That is not a just judge. Okay? You're not allowing any and everything to be done. You are trying to dictate another man's heritage and his land and his nation. You are the devil that the Bible speaks of. All right? No matter how you depict yourself. All right? Lord willing, this was an edifying, uplifting lesson. I want to give all honor and glory and praise unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakal Kadash. Double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone, to all the Akim out there teaching and preaching this truth with 144% sincerity, to the men, women, and children that's learning, to the Baya Shadabadat, the house of David. Till next time, Amaya Shatach, and Shalom, Kwame Yasharala, Wa Abba Shalom.